was a man in Galway at that time called Peter Green, and he was a publican, and he was also the mayor of Galway, and he owned that pub there, and all that's it's where the old museum was. It's right beside, joining on to where the Spanish artists we call it the parade. Now there was a pub there called Peter Green's pub, and all the local lads, all the pubs, you wouldn't walk 10 yards that time. There was a pub every 10 yards. There was a family-owned pub, and that was run by Mr. Green and Peter Green. He was the mayor of Galway. I think he was alive when John F. Kennedy came to town. I'm not sure about that now, but I think he was. There was a lot of publicans that time in politics, and it was haunted anyway. And we were always told as kids that not to go near them steps down there near the Spanish Arch. People go down off feeding the ducks down there and the swans. The reason we were told not to go near it was that the devil would pull you into the water there, the devil's steps.
I heard that story,
to get back the story now again was that, I tell you now, they were in there, a game of 25 before the television came in was very prominent in all the pubs before Christmas, and you all club in a few bob, and whoever wins you get the turkey, and then there was a ham. And in them days, they used to play cards with Peter Greens. And while they were playing cards one night, this stranger came in. Nobody knew who he was. He was wearing a cloak. He sat down anyway and he said, could he play the game? And they welcomed him and he sat down and he played the game of cards. And the next thing anyway, when he was dealing the cards, one of the cards fell on the ground. And one of the locals bent down, and this is a true story now, this happened, bent down to pick up the card, and when he went to pick up the card, what did he see? Only the hoof of a cow instead of a leg. And he jumped up and he said, oh, he says, it's the devil. And Joel, that's the devil, and Joel. And Joel and Shaw, the devil is here. And with that, the devil jumped up and he upset the whole card table, and he went straight through the wall. And the lads always make out that when he went through the wall, he must have went outside and went down those steps. And that's why to this day, the old people told me always, and we always called them the devil's steps. And that's the story now, and that's a true story.
It was great to hear that story, Tom.
No, so there's plenty of stories about every pub along there. They were all family-run pubs, and they were all close to each other. You couldn't walk, to mine 15 yards, you couldn't walk 5 yards without turning into a pub. And all good, decent people. And you didn't have to have any money if you had. They'd give you 2-1 credit on the book, we used to call it. You'd never be thirsty. Now there's be bouncers and throw you out and won't let you in. Don't mind give you credit or give you a drink on the book. They'd let you die of the thirst. They won't let you in the door. Ah yeah, that's the way the world has gone. So what can we do about it? You could get up there on a Saturday morning and put a tie on if you wanted, or a shirt, and you could go down there and walk into the publicans there, and you could tell them you wanted a couple of drinks on the book, and you get paid the following week, and you'd get your 5 or 6 pints, and no one was any the wiser than that, and a wink was enough. And away you go. Plenty of stories and chatting and all that sort of thing, you know.
Cheers, you have a lot of stories, Tom.
Well, no, that's only one of them anyway. Oh yeah, there's a lot of stories about the fairies and the devil and all that sort of thing down around that area as well. A lot of religious stories as well and all that sort of thing. But no, you'll never drink a pint in Taylor's Bar again. You'll never hear Irish music in it again. And you'll never, all you'll see now down there is big bouncers in the doors with dicky paws on them, waiting outside, and they look at you like as if you have 2 heads. And you might not get in, but I know I never went in anywhere. I have no interest in that sort of thing. I'd rather go in for a place to have a drink and have a chat and have a bit of crack with the lads. But that day is sort of going now. Larry, it's gone in Ireland. It's dying out fast.
Sad times.
Sad times. Sad times. And we're out my lads, you know, that's the way the world is going. That's the way. What can you do? So is there anything else, no, Larry, you'd like to ask me?
No, just